Yep.
Chicken fried steak.
$1 wings.
On Mondays,
Yeah.
$12.
Today is $1 wings.
Yeah, tonight's $1 wings for Pirate Night. And then
talking about food over here.
yeah, already. I mean, we are in a restaurant. All right, Rockport-Fulton, America. Welcome into this special episode of the Pirates Cove podcast. Got a special show for you. Obviously, got two special guests here. Not used to having this kind of support here, helping us out with this podcast, but we're glad to have them. Let me introduce them for you first. Superintendent Dr. Austin, how are you tonight?
I'm great.
Glad to have you. And then you guys know this guy, head football coach, athletic director, Eric Soza. Don't want to ever make that mistake again. But great night here, great atmosphere at Pirate Night here at SR Boyle House. Great to have these guys. I'm your host, Rick Walker, and joining me as always, the guy that looks like me, Rob Walker. How you doing tonight, Rob?
Living the dream. Blessed to be here.
So you'll notice that Rob is a little bit behind. There's some lag there. We dubbed him, so you didn't have to really deal with that guy tonight, just us. So no, we'll have his contribution tonight as well, but glad to have you as well, Rob. So as mentioned, great show tonight. Going to jump right in. A lot going on within the Rockport-Fulton community, with the school, with the athletic program. We're going to hit on a lot of stuff. This is a kind of a new format. First time I've done this, but should be exciting and fun. And I want to thank both of you folks for joining us tonight. Glad to have you. Before we do get kicked off, I want to mention SR Boyle House with Pirate Night have some specials. Wednesday night is Dollar Wing Night. So if you want to come out and get wings for $1, you can. I mean, how great is this atmosphere? Is this not awesome? Right on the water.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, you bring your dog, bring your family friendly fun. Got sports up on the big screen. Want to thank Augie and his team for having us out and sponsoring what we do here to bring you these podcasts and the live action every Friday night with the Rockport-Fulton Pirates. So let's jump right in. Dr. Austin, start with you. If you don't mind, tell the folks who haven't met you a little bit about your background, if you don't mind.
Well, absolutely. So my name's Leslie Austin. I'm going on 6 months here in Rockport-Fulton as the superintendent. Been an educator for 23 years. Started in Dallas ISD. Spent some time in a small town. Hopefully everybody knows where it's at. It's Maypearl. Yep, I'm going to say it just like that, Maypearl. And then spent some time back in Dallas-Fort Worth area. And then I got an itch that I wanted to live on the coast. And looked up Rockport, saw that they had a position. It's beautiful here. Why would I not want to come? Applied, and got the job. And then 3 days into my week in the job, I got to interview somebody over there. He was my first big hire.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I did, but hopefully you didn't make a big mistake. So.
It's been awesome. It's been awesome. And so I've been an educator everywhere from elementary, middle school, high school. I've been a high school coach, spent 5 years a coach in Maypearl. And you're going to see my banner in the gym. I'm the only coach that has 2 state banners in there, y'all.
Wow. Good. That's awesome.
Yeah, I had to put that in there.
I think it's something to say that you've been at every single level of education, where elementary, middle school, and high school. Been a coach, so you've worn all those hats. You've even been on the school
board of trustees.
So it's not just something where you've only been at high school level, and you've been at all levels. You understand the things that the kindergarten teachers are going through, the high school teachers are going through, and everywhere in between. And I know as an athletic director, your support for athletics as a coach, seeing the stresses that the coaches go through, and it's one of those things where that's not everywhere. It's very I'm very grateful, very humbled, and for the partnership that we have in this thing that we call a job.
Thanks, Coach Soza. You already got the job though, so you're doing good. Give him a hard time.
Well, obviously we're glad to have you. We feel good with the community. Great hires both so far. The excitement's there, which we're gonna touch on. But before we do, being in that superintendent role, Coach Soza hit on it. You've got the experience in each of the roles, so you understand what a lot of these folks go through on a day-to-day basis in the education space. So talk a little bit about what the roles are for a superintendent, those who don't really fully understand what it is that encompasses your role.
Yeah, you sound like the kindergartners when I walk in. What's your job? I'm the biggest supporter of our district. I'm the #1 cheerleader. I figure out what are those things we need to celebrate with our community? What are those things that we can get better? And then I find the resources, the systems, the processes, Eric and I did strategic planning today, actually with our ELT team. That's our executive leadership team. And my job is really just to identify the direction with our board, the way in which we want to go as a district, and then bring our team together. This is why I love sports so much. It's a team thing. And so I take my approach to team into the leadership of the superintendent role. But if I'm talking to a 5-year-old, I'm like, I'm the principal's boss. That's what I do. They understand that.
Yeah. You said it's a kindergarten question. I kind of think like a kindergartner, excuse me. So it's, I appreciate you explaining that for those who don't fully understand the role and everything that goes with that. So thank you for that. What would you describe to the community what your philosophy or style is as a leader?
Well, so I kind of said it. I'm a team. Like my whole leadership style on the superintendent role started when I became a coach. I had an excellent athletic director, Mike Farda. Maybe my first year was a little scared of him, but he truly taught me what it was to be a leader and to work as a team and how you support in front of everybody. And he said, but if you ever do something wrong, Leslie, I'll call you in my office and I'll let you know. And so he said, but to everybody else, we got each other's back. And so really that's my approach of like, we have a vision. We're going to execute on that vision and we're going to be a team about it. And it's pretty simple, but that's my approach to being a superintendent.
Well, I think it's showing through, right now that the alignment that comes with that, it feels like right now in the community, whether it's sports, whether it's a school, everything that's going on, when there's a lot of great things going on, which we'll touch on, but it does feel like there's a lot of alignment and everybody's pulling that same direction. Would you attribute it to that to that philosophy or?
100%. I think when I was being interviewed by the board, it was really, I don't like to say easy because I don't want anybody to think it was an easy interview, but it was a natural interview of what they wanted for Rockport-Fulton. I mean, they sold it. They let me know this is an amazing district. So their vision for it, I came on board. And what we do is we talk about it all the time. We talk about it. We have biweekly check-ins. I have them with Coach Soza. I have them with our principals. I have them with our ELT team. And we talk about like, what is that vision? How are we going to get there? And it always stays. I call it the salt shaker. Eric knows this. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what's the salt shaker? Put it in the middle of the table. Keep putting it back in the middle of the table because it's the main thing. Coach Farda used to always say, keep the main thing, Leslie. And I was like, all right, Coach. So 100%, I believe that's our alignment that everybody's seeing right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of excitement for sure. It feels different. It feels like momentum is on our side right now in a lot of ways. And that's exciting. It's a great time to be a Pirate right now. And I know I'm excited. I've been here doing this now for 3 years. And this is the most excitement and energy. There's electric energy at these football games, at these events. Everybody I talk to in the community feels good with the direction that things are going. So kudos to both of you folks for that. So, coming to Rockport, we talked a little bit about the job. You love the coast. What's the biggest surprise for you here at Rockport-Fulton?
So y'all probably gonna be like, what? But the biggest surprise is how friendly everybody is all the time. Now, you have to remember, I lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, drove traffic every day. So maybe that's why, but like everywhere I go, everybody is smiling, saying hello, wants to know about Rockport-Fulton, and it's a great surprise.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that because, growing up here, you want to make sure that the people who do come feel welcome mm-hmm. and get to experience what it is to be a Rockport-Fulton resident and a Pirate. So it's nice to hear you say that about your experience so far here. So obviously we hope that continues. Success obviously, drives happy. Yeah, for sure. That's, Coach Soza and I talked about that early on in his podcast because I haven't lost yet. So everybody loves me right now. Yeah. But it's going well and we can tell. So I appreciate you giving that feedback to the community. And look, we touched on that and the excitement that comes with that. We've got to continue to build on that in my mind. And that's kind of the message that I've been sending out when we talk about these podcasts is where we're at to where we want to go. So in your mind, where do we want to go here at Rockport-Fulton?
So I think of some words when you say that we want to be champions, we want excellence. I want it off the court, on the court. All that we do is that gold standard of what makes a Pirate a Pirate. And I want everybody to look at us and be like, that school, they're champions over there. They're making it happen. They have excellent school system. I mean, it's pretty simple, but that's like, I like to be number one. I don't know if that's the athlete in me. And I tell them all the time, when we win, kids win. And so we're going to be the best ELT team, the best Pirates on and off the court. That's just what we're gonna do. Court, field, track, golf course,
Everything.
everything.
Classroom. Yep.
Yeah, I like to tell people whether we're playing hopscotch, pixie sticks, football, baseball, basketball, choir, band, we want to be the best at it. We want to represent, and everybody know that based off the performance, that those are Rockport-Fulton Pirates, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what Pirate Pride is all about, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
So bond passes. We're getting a renovated, expanded, updated school. Talk a little bit about that, where we're at, and your thoughts on what's going on right now.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but I love to see every time I head over to that high school, something else is up. And so, of course, in 2022, they passed a $66 million bond. It took care of Fulton Elementary, a brand new cafeteria, classrooms for them, and then added a whole new addition to our high school with CTE classes, our fine arts building, and then I think the most exciting, right?
Yeah. For me, yes.
Is as
Absolutely.
we go into the athletic facility that's going to be built, that's going to face out into that Pirate Stadium. We're going to have home of the Pirates on it, and we're on schedule with everything. Super excited about that. We have Fulton coming online. The cafeteria comes online in January of this year, and then the high school is January of next year. And I always say that, just remember construction, but all's on schedule right now.
So January 26th is the high, for the high
Yes.
school? Okay.
Yep.
Wow. That's crazy, especially when you see the structure, because you mentioned that you keep going by there and you see something new. When we call the games Friday night, we get in that press box and we look across. I'm like, okay, that wasn't there 2 weeks ago. That wasn't there. So the progress looks fantastic. It's going to look great. Are we getting a parking garage like Kincaid? I'm kidding.
No, but we are getting more parking, and I'm happy about that because there's a lot of parking issues around there right now, especially on football game night.
For sure. So in reference to with the expansion and things going on there, parking lot, is the goal here to grow, acquire more students, more people move into the community, or are we good where we're at? What's the philosophy or thoughts with I would say the school board and yourself in retrospect to that?
Well, we are open transfer, just in case there's other people out there wondering. We are. If you want to come on over to Rockport-Fulton, I highly encourage you do that. So I know that they did a demographic study in 22. We are not predicted to have a whole lot of growth. We've seen kind of a decline in our enrollment right now, a small decline. And what we want to do is, we do want to increase the students who come here. I don't think we're going to get a big increase anytime soon, and that's okay. What we built manages our students plus a few more, but not significant growth coming to Rockport.
Yeah, I like to describe it as I want the growth, but I want it to be the right people.
Yeah.
I don't need a lot of people, and quality over quantity, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
well, we've got a unique community. We have everybody knows this about Rockport, retirement, second homes, and so right now we're hovering around 2,900. We want to be around 3,000 kids is where we'd like to be.
Okay. So with the Pirates Cove Sports Network, we've agreed on a partnership that allows us to be the broadcast partner for all athletics, whether that be junior high all the way up to the high school. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for that. I appreciate the opportunity to do that. In your mind, and not to put you too much on the spot, but in your mind, where would you like to see that go?
Well, I think you said it. Our game's getting out there so people can watch it. My parents don't live here yet. I'm going to say yet. And so I'm excited that maybe we'll get to junior high soon, because I'm always recording on my phone for my parents and sending videos. I just know there's a lot of family out there that want to watch it, and you give that opportunity. There's been nights that I haven't felt I've had a cold or something like that. Guess what I do on that football night is I watch the Pirates Cove Network. And so I would love to see y'all continue to grow and cover our sports. I think it's an amazing thing. Thank you for doing it.
Yeah, and we appreciate the opportunity. We are growing. I mean, one of the things we want to make sure of is we're getting into more sports. So we're working on adding more staff, more equipment in order to do that. I want to thank the community for the sponsorship and the support that we've gotten around that so far. Again, we're looking to grow that. We've got the big playoff game Friday night, which we'll touch on. The UIL requires some funding there for us to be able to stream that. We got that secured today, got the approval message, so we're good to go there. We've even secured a sponsor for the ball game, so we'll touch on that in a little bit as well. But again, I thank you guys for the opportunity. It allows us to do this. It's a work in progress, kind of like what the school's getting built. We're expanding, kind of like the school, same thing. But we hope to be there before 2026, where we're covering everything. Our timetable's a little quicker than that, but we are ramping up. We're started basketball, so that's going on as well. And look, the whole goal is if there's a sporting event going on in Rockport-Fulton, that we bring it to you, whether it's Little League, whether it's junior high, elementary school, you name it. We want to be able to bring it and broadcast it on the Pirates Cove Sports Network. So again, we thank you for that.
Well, I want to say thank you also because you help us with some surge capacity. We would love to do that and broadcast that for our parents. We just don't have the personnel. I mean, like you said, you're trying to grow it. And so that you guys coming alongside us and doing that with us, it's like you're an extension. You're like a pirate employee right now. No, I'm kidding. He's like, no, I'm not.
Well, I mean, at the same time, I'm happy to do it. We're happy to do it. The folks that are involved, my brother, Gabriel, Steve Cantu, our techs, we're all Rockport Pirates. We love it. We're blessed to be able to do it. We want to do everything we can to get the exposure to the youth that's coming up, because I believe that this is a special place. I was blessed to have a wonderful experience here growing up, and it taught me about, being a man and being a good, solid human being. So I want everybody that comes to Rockport-Fulton to have that experience. And it's great to have folks like you guys that are giving that experience to our kids here in Rockport-Fulton. So thank you for that and the opportunity for us to share some of that responsibility.
Rick is a Fulton Falcon, by the way, if you didn't know that. Went to Fulton Elementary.
Fulton Falcon, yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what we were named back in the day. Yes.
Yeah,
Fulton Elementary.
I think that happened in like 1983, something along those lines. Now I'm giving away my age right now, but yes. So
Fulton Falcon.
I remember when they had the contest to name the school or name the mascot for Fulton back then. So
Was that your pick?
no, I recall doing something Oyster Fest related. I don't. It's been a long time ago. We're not gonna.
So
But,
Dr. Austin,
a lot of pride.
Yeah, what was your experience with Rockport prior to interviewing? Did you come from Maypearl and come visit in the summers? Had you been down here before? Any stories around that?
Well, so I love fishing. I'm actually from San Diego, California. Don't hold it against me. My dad was military, Navy. My mom's whole family's from California. My dad's whole family's from Fort Worth. So I was born by the beach. Literally, my mom went into labor on the beach with me on July 4th. I'm a July 5th baby. So I was meant to be on the beach. Let me just start with that.
Nice.
Now, as I moved to Texas when I was 16, because like I said, my dad was military. We moved when I was 16. I love coming down to the coast to go fishing, just hanging out at the beach. And I woke up one day and I was like, why don't I live there? They have schools down there. And so actually I had never been to Rockport. I've been to Galveston. I've been to Port O'Connor, anywhere up and down the coast. I just hadn't come this far. And so when I saw it posted, I had heard of Rockport because it has such great fishing. And so we came down the week before my interview, brought my whole family down, and I wanted to make sure we wanted to live here. Spent the time on Rockport Beach, ran around the town, and, I was like, nope, I know I can live here now. So, yeah, That was my experience with Rockport.
Awesome.
We're excited to have you.
Yeah. So as we progress here, what would you say the challenges are? I don't want to get too much in the weeds before you put you on the spot, but what would you say some of your challenges are here so far?
Well, look, Eric knows I know them real like here we go, back in my hand. I got them. Funding. I'm going to start with school funding. I'm not going to spend that much time on it, but I'm going to tell you that there is a school funding crisis across the state of Texas right now. They have not voted on school funding to fund us since 2019. We're at the 2019 rate of paying for educating kids. And you guys know what year it is, 2024. And since 2019, everything's gone up.
Don't we have inflation?
Inflation anywhere from 14 to 30%. It costs a lot more just to live, and definitely to educate our kids. And so school funding's our number one. I won't get any more into that. If you ever want to talk, that's another podcast.
Okay. Tune in for that one, guys.
They're probably like, no, thank you. The second is we really want to improve student achievement and get all of our kids really performing at the grade level that they're at and go further, getting them ready for college and career. So we've got a lot of work that we want to do there. And then the next is just getting our kids involved, our parents engaged, and really creating that pirate pride in what we do. I think we have great things going, but I know we can get better.
I couldn't agree more. I want to see at least back to whenever we were going to school. I recall a game where we had like 8,000 people between both teams within Pirate Stadium. It was standing room only. There was people were standing up next to each other. Yeah. So I'd like to see that type of spirit come back, and signs all over and decorations. And we had a thing called Bad to the Bone, where there's a pirate for the business that was the most, decorated the most and showed the most spirit.
Okay.
They were given an award, the bone, the pirate bone, for being the most spirited business within the community. We'd like to help bring some of that stuff back. So it's good to hear you say that.
Yeah.
So the last thing I'll ask you here around this is, what would you like your legacy to be here at Rockport-Fulton? I mean, I know it's early, you're 6 months in. That's a big question. What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do when you retire? What would you like for your legacy to be here at Rockport-Fulton?
Well, this is how I just live my life in general. Anywhere I've gone, I've been a lot of places just because I moved a lot. But when I come to a place, I want to make it better than when I got there. Like, right, you get there, you want to make it better, leave it a better place because you were there, and people can look back and say, these are the things that became better because of something she did as a team. It's not just about me. So that's how I've always lived my life. Make things better than they were.
Amen to that. I mean,
that's it. I mean, I'm so simple sometimes, y'all. It's just like, do better.
Well, I mean, in a way, it really is, because there's no such thing as perfection, and there's no way you can get everything done. So if we just continued improving and you instill that culture, I mean, that's a win.
Yep.
So
nothing profound there in legacy, but again, only 6 months in.
Yeah. Well, look, I appreciate you taking the time out. You're off the hot seat now. You've answered all my questions. I appreciate it, and we're glad to have you on.
I can just mess with Eric.
Yeah, now it's your turn, because we're going to shift
All
and
right.
talk sports and talk football. So, but I do appreciate you coming on. It's been great having you on. So, Coach Soza, obviously jumping in, we normally do this in the mornings. We're doing this here in the evening. What would you let's start with the athletic update, if you don't mind, and then we'll jump into the headline of the Sinton game and the playoffs and all that stuff.
Yep. So our volleyball team last week, they played Sweeney. Unfortunately, we were not able to win that game, but again, they made the playoffs. That is a great for all the adversity they went through this past year. They were able to showcase that and make the playoffs. Pretty much. I mean, football is right now, obviously, we're in the playoffs, which means that all 4 sports that we've had, team tennis, volleyball, cross country, and football, have made the postseason, which that's a goal for me as an athletic director, is to see our kids succeed, have achievement. And that's one of the I guess, blocking points that you can make. And obviously the postseason play is great. We've started middle school basketball. Their games are tomorrow night against Ingleside. So that's those guys. They went from volleyball and football, and then now they're going straight to basketball. So they're practicing early in the mornings, late in the afternoons, and we're really, really excited to watch them play. Basketball is going on. High school basketball girls finally are able to get the volleyball girls after their volleyball playoff loss. Now Coach Gonzalez is able to have his whole team, and then now we're starting to build on that. Last night we played Orange Grove. We played hard, but it is early in the season. They're trying to find their groove as well. And then basketball, obviously, Coach Thompson's full team isn't there yet. A lot of those football guys are basketball players, but they played against a really, really good Carroll team last night and fought to the very end. It was a really, really tight game, and unfortunately we weren't able to pull it out. But it was really good to see those kids and the competitive nature that they had. There was a couple of times where it looked like Carroll was going to pull away with a 12-point lead, and then we would battle down to a 6-point deficit, and then it was back and forth. And the thing about basketball is it is so easy to get caught up with the fans and get caught up with the refs, and everybody's emotions is right there. The benches are right by the fans, and so you can see and you can tell a lot about these individuals, about these coaches, about these players. And I was super proud of the way that Coach Thompson had those guys flying around. How there was may have been some bad calls, and our kids, they would look at the ref and they would ask, and the ref would explain, and he would say, "Yes, sir." And that's something that I'm very, very proud of, because yes, we want to win every single game, but we want to also have that character of being able to win with class and lose with class as well. And so and I think basketball is one of those sports where it really does highlight a lot, because the fans are right there. It is in a closed atmosphere. emotions can get really, really high. So I'm very excited about this next year, about the next season, which is basketball. I guess talking about football, our freshman boys finished the season with 7-2-1. They had a tie, and they were the district champs with our district. Our JV team finished the year with a 6-4 record, which last year they were winless, and so that whole group was able to find ways to win more than half the games. And every time after every game, we say a prayer. And Avi Singletary, he said something that really resonated. He said, Lord, thank you for these coaches. Thank you for my teammates, and thank you for the struggles that we've endured. And thank you for the wins for this year. It's been a long time coming. And that's something as a coach, when you see these kids work hard every single day, it just rips your heart out whenever they feel like they've failed, right? And even after we lost to Sinton last Thursday in the JV game, they were upset. And it wasn't because they felt like they couldn't play with those guys. They felt like they let us down. And that was one thing that we said, guys, we are so proud of you. And so these kids, they get it. They are working their tails off, and we as coaches, we want to do what's best for them and see them succeed because of all the hard work that they put in. And then one last thing, today was NCAA National Signing Day, and we had 3 Pirates signed to play at the next level. The first one was Kalia Flaherty. She's playing softball. She signed her softball letter of intent to Texas A&M San Antonio. Hannah Creekmore. I don't know if any golfers are here, but she's pretty good. She's pretty good. I know Dr. Dr. Austin over here is an avid golfer.
Yep. I'm not as good as Hannah at all.
But Hannah, she signed her letter of intent to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. And then Sean Howe is playing baseball at Kingsville, Texas A&M Kingsville.
I just want to point out, like Coach Reyes said, that's all in the Texas A&M system.
Yes.
Whoop, Aggies out there, just for everybody out there.
No, but I think what is important for them is, one, they get to play at the next level, but then 2, they have an opportunity to have their college paid for, have an opportunity to go extend their education and doing something that they love. And I think number 3, it's somewhere close. I know Hannah is right down the road. San Antonio is just a couple hour drive, and obviously Sean is just an hour away. And it's good because I think the parents are happy that they're going to be able to kind of travel and go watch them. It's really tough, and love it whenever kids have an opportunity, but whenever they go and play out of state, it really does put a financial burden on some of those parents. And so I'm happy that they're able to be there, and I can go watch Sean, I can go watch Hannah and Kalia anytime that we're around that area.
Yeah, exciting time. Congratulations to those Rockport-Fulton athletes. I mean, it's credit to their hard work, dedication, and being a part of this program. So kudos to them. You touched on something with the freshmen and the JV team and the pride. You know, one of the things that I'm excited about as we watch that group and even the varsity this season is there's visual improvement. I mean, you can go to a game now year over year and see the difference in play from technique, effort, commitment, just being into the ball games is so much better this year. So kudos to you guys, you and your staff. And the kids, right? They're bought into this, and the effort is there. So that's what I'm excited about. That's part of what I'm excited about anyway. When I go to a Pirate game, I can visually see us getting better, not just year over year, but then week over week. And it shows. The attitude's there, the commitment's there. Our behavior is better. You know, we're responding better to when things don't go our way. There's a lot of that to be excited about, which, you know, as adults, that's life. It's going to hand you defeats and challenges. And these young men and women are learning how to overcome those. And I kudos to what you guys are bringing here to our youth here at Rockport-Fulton. So with that being said, let's talk about Sinton briefly, because I know you like to. We're on to the next game. You know, we're on to Cincinnati, a la Bill Belichick. But we do want to touch on Sinton. Look, the headline is the Pirates do fall to the Sinton Pirates. Tough game, tough Sinton Pirate team. Pirates finished the regular season 6-4. third place in district,
Third place
correct?
in district, yes, sir.
So talk a little bit about that game, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we knew that it was going to be a battle. I mean, anytime that you host the number 2 ranked team in the state, they're ranked number 2 for a reason. They have a really good offense. Quarterback is a tough one to tackle. Jacoby, number 15, probably one of the best receivers that we faced all year. And I mean, the
Grown man.
yeah, and he's one of the best in the Coastal Bend for a reason. And we knew that coming in. And the first half, our defense was able to keep them in check. There was some of those balls that Tristan was throwing was a little bit too far, and it was funny at halftime. Funny, not really funny, but Coach Black said, "Hey, they're going to catch one of those, and we've got to move the ball." And unfortunately, in the second half, it was a little different. Our defense still played really well. I felt like they've been averaging over the whole season. They didn't rush for less than 212 yards, and we held them to under 175, I think. And that was, I mean, that speaks volume of our front seven and the work that Coach Black did and the defensive staff. Unfortunately, the second half, we turned the ball over 3 times, and they turned that into 20 points, and we lost by 22. And so it's just one of those things where we played really, really good the first half, and then made a couple of mistakes offensively. Defensively, on 4th down, he throws it up to Jacoby, and we're there, and he rips it out of our hand. We got a couple of those plays where 50-50 balls, and they made those plays. And so, unfortunately, that's how sometimes the games go. And we just got to understand that against good teams, you can't turn the ball over. You've got to play well. And from here on out, we're playing good teams. So we're going to have to make sure that we fix those 50-50 balls. We fix those turnovers. We fix those missed assignments. And we go and execute everywhere that we can.
For sure. One of the things I want to point out, that first half, first off, that was a great game for us to call. It was a lot of fun to be up there in the press box calling that ball game. But the first half was like crystal. I mean, it was clean football. I mean, you guys played almost flawless, executed really well, physical, controlled the line of scrimmage, tackled well. I mean, it was a very good ball game. And to me, it shows, I don't believe in moral victories, right? But at the same time, what I will say, I believe it shows what this Pirate team is capable of. Absolutely. And the quality of football it can play when it doesn't turn the ball over and make the penalties.
Yeah. And that's what we told the boys after the game was this game showed us that we can play. And if we just play that way, earlier in the season, we played that way for a half. That game, we played it for about 3 quarters.
Yep.
And then it all started. And again, I mean, you replay that game, right? And then we it's a 4th down. I mean, Sean makes a really good check. We give it to Trey. He's fighting for extra yardage, and that's whenever the ball pops out. And then he comes to the sideline, Coach, that's on me, that's on me. He takes accountability, and that's exactly what we talk about. And then we stop him, right? And then we get the ball back. It's just one of those things where it really makes five plays in that game are the whole difference in the game. And that's what, whenever we play those tough teams, it does come down to 5 plays. It comes down to a handful of plays, and you've got to make those. You got to make them on your side. And unfortunately, we didn't. We learned from it. Give the credit to Coach Troutman and his staff. They did a really good job.
I guarantee you made him nervous.
I know, but I mean, they deserve it. But hopefully, we can see them in a couple of weeks
for sure. I'd like to see a rematch of that game. So,
hey, Coach,
go ahead, Rob.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out. Your offensive line has played really well all season, and I don't know if those guys have gotten the recognition that they deserve. You know, is there something you'd like to say about them to make sure those unsung heroes get the credit they're due?
Yeah, they call themselves the Big Uglies. They don't get any credit whatsoever. Sometimes the skill guys will pay for their lunch, but that's what being a lineman is, and they don't want the credit as much as they want their names in the paper. They understand what that job is. Sure. And it is one of the most unselfish jobs in all of sports, because every single play they are getting beaten up, and they get 0 credit unless it's a sack. then they get all the credit on that sack, right?
Yeah.
It is their fault always. And but those guys, Coach Alvarado and Coach Gonzalez has a great relationship with those guys. They're the most close-knit group of our team. They always stay after practice. They do their gassers together. They're always eating together. They're always meeting together. And it's one of those special groups that not everybody can be an offensive lineman. And those guys, they take it with pride. They understand anytime that we're in a timeout or whatever. And I'll tell you this, the touchdown that Sean ran, it was because one, Sean and Roman called it. And then the play before where Trey made a big long run, that was Roman's call. He was coach, quick trap, run it. And then, all right. And so the big 2 plays that we had in that first half were based on what they said. And that's the trust that we have in our kids, and they understand what the game plan is. They understand what it is. And whenever we can allow the kids to do that, then it's showing that accountability for them too.
That's impressive.
Love
Hey,
Love
Rob,
that.
your mic seems a little far away. You seem a little light. So if you have other questions, pull it a little closer. But so let's jump into the second season now. I'd like to celebrate 6-4 because obviously that's significant improvement year over year, right? But at the same time, there's a lot more to do. As you guys said, y'all aren't done. We're not done.
Yep.
The Pirates aren't done. So talk a little bit about the Kingsville King matchup, and I do have questions about how we got a home game, which we'll get to.
Yeah. So Kingsville, they're 8-2 on the season. Their Coach Garcia over there, they got them rolling. They set a record for the most number of points that they've scored offensively in a single season this year. I think it's by like 30 points. They've given up just 200 points in the year. So they're averaging over 45 points a game, giving up 20. Their offense is really, really good. They got a really good quarterback that he's thrown for just over 2,000 yards. He's ran for 800. They got a running back, Montgomery 24, he's run for 1,300. And they got 5 different receivers that have caught the ball for over 25 times. So they spread the ball around really good. Their offensive line is really, really big. They're going to want to run the ball. They're going to let the quarterback kind of do his thing. He's a scrambler. He's elusive. You watched the Lafayette game. The Lafayette couldn't tackle him at all. And he ended up having, I think, 5 rushing touchdowns. And so it's going to be a really big challenge. Their defense is very stifly. You watch Lafayette, and it is impressive of what they were able to do against them. And they have played a couple of slot T teams in Port Isabel and in Corpus Christi Moody, and they lost both of those games. So that gives us a little bit of confidence offensively. But I know Coach Garcia over there, he's a great man. He's going to have their team ready to go. He did not want to play in Pirate Stadium because they were there watching us play against Sinton, and he was very impressed with our boys. And unfortunately, I beat him in the thumb wrestle. So we're playing here.
Nice. Well, obviously a great advantage there for a home playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a lot of fun. And listen, we will be bringing you that game live. Kickoff is 7 p.m. Is that
7 p.m. Yes,
7 p.m. Rockport-Fulton Pirates Stadium. We will bring it to you live. Obviously, we want you in the stands for this one as much as possible. Hey, bring your family. Can we let dogs in? Can we get the? we need as much support
Friends,
as we can.
family, dogs.
Yeah, friends, family, dogs, neighbors, retired folks. Bring them on down. Get them loud and proud. But seriously, we need as much support.
8,000.
8,000 is the number to fill that thing up. Now that was both sides back then, so we'll see. But let's fill it up. Let's get standing room only. Let's be as loud as we can and support these guys. A lot of effort has gone into this season. Kudos to you guys because I mean you got here late, and the success that we've had and the kids buying in and getting caught up has been impressive. It's been a lot of fun to watch. But we need as much support as we can. You can't ever have too much support. So we're asking everybody to come out. If you can't and you got somebody out of town, again, we will be bringing you the game live. So we'd ask you that you join us there. And as Rob likes to tell everybody, the best way to watch the game is to be in the stands watching it while having us on your phone so you can hear the calls and hear me make fun of Rob because he'll say something he shouldn't have. But come on and join us. It'll be a lot of fun. What else do I have for you? I think that's really it. 7 p.m. Pirate Stadium. We're going to get into a part where we're doing predictions, so you're not going to want any part of that. But we are. I think we're both predicting Pirate win, so we're good there.
Absolutely.
But other than that, I want to thank you guys for joining us. It's been fun having you on. I love to have you again. Obviously, we do this show. We'll have our follow-up show that we do, but would love to have you on again as we talk more about legacy and past 6 months.
Give me another 6 months.
Yeah,
and be like,
for
all
sure.
right, I know what my legacy is now.
Yeah, and you'll know my questions of me putting you on the hot seat. So
yeah, he didn't give me any heads up on any of those questions, by the way. That was all on the fly.
Not at all.
Great job. Great job.
Pro.
You are. I will say I did watch a couple of interviews on YouTube of you.
Oh
before, just to kind of prepare. So
yeah,
but
I have a couple out there.
You do, yeah. So and you a reading one as well. So
I read a book. You're right.
Yep.
It's not all though.
So
there's gonna be one now of A Little Shop of Horrors. I'm being eaten by Audrey.
Okay.
That should be coming out either tonight or tomorrow. Gil's getting it ready, and so I might as well put a plug in. Come watch November 19th at the Luigi Auditorium. We're gonna have a big
feed me, Seymour. Feed me.
Yeah, Seymour. See, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Love it. That's a great one. Well, we thank you both for joining us. Wish you the best of luck. Glad to have you here and look for the continued momentum. And again, we want to help support the cause any way that we can. So if there is ever anything you need from us, we're here and we appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Him not so much.
Thank you.
Even though you're on Bernie way over
That's
there.
right.
And drives down every week for the ball game. So, well, you guys heard it here. We're going to continue on with the podcast. We're going to talk a little bit more, but I want to thank you guys again. And please tune in. Thank y'all for
Go
your
Pirates.
support. Yep.
Go Pirates.
Go Pirates.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. So there you go. Exclusive content you're not going to get anywhere else but the Pirates Cove Sports Network. Appreciate our guests. I want to thank SR Boyle House for Pirate Night, allowing us to do this. They're great sponsorship and allowing us to broadcast the games live and bring them to you. And again, we are bringing you the game this Friday night. There was a $500 fee. We do have a sponsor. I want to thank Shauna and Rodney Rios for their sponsorship with the Beauty Bar. They are going to be the sponsor for the game. We are looking for more sponsorship, though, as we need help with our tech team and the cameras and things like that we're doing. So I ask for a little bit more support. We have posted online on our page a QR code so you can sponsor or donate if you'd like. All sponsorship and donations go to bringing the broadcast, and then anything left over goes back to the athletic program. We will be cutting them a check at the end of this season for all football donations. So all that will go to equipment. And you heard Dr. Austin mention it. Funding has been cut, so that's why this is important. That's a big part of the reason why we sit down and put this partnership, I should say, together, where we need sponsorship and in order to bring you these live events, this great content, and support the athletic program and the school. Anything you want to add to that, Rob?
No, how refreshing and exciting to have a leadership team for this school district with those two great leaders. We're so fortunate to have them. Dr. Leslie Austin, super impressive. Already, she's about keeping it simple, leveraging what we have from a resource perspective to its fullest, setting the standard, and that's crossed over beyond athletics to academics and everything we do. We're going to do it to a standard, and she's setting that. So super, super excited to have Dr. Leslie Austin lead this district. And then on top of that, you get Coach Eric Soza, right? I mean, what a fantastic job him and his staff have done. He and his staff have really set the tone and continue to set the standard from an athletics perspective. He's committed to all sports, not just football. Football is where we're at. Football drives a lot of the revenue. There's obviously tremendous following and backing, but his emphasis is on the entire program. And it's so refreshing how he leads, how he supports these young athletes in every aspect. And again, we're just so fortunate to have him, and we're just blessed to get to partner with him.
Yep, for sure. So switching the gears back to the playoff game, Rob, talk a little bit about what you believe the keys are versus this Kingsville King matchup here in bi-district play.
Yeah, so Kingsville, again, as Coach Soza said, Coach Garcia leads the Brahmas into Rockport. They're 8-2 after a 3-7 2023 campaign, 1-5 in district. They finished runner-up this year in district in a three-way tie based on points differential, which is pretty interesting. So They were really close to winning it, but in the round robin of 4 in the district, La Feria, Port Isabel, who won the district, and Kingsville, who finished runner-up, each one beat the other, that netted that out. So pretty interesting. They were picked third by Dave Campbell's in the district, but finished second. So they outran the prediction. Again, 8-2. They're a spread team offensively. Their quarterback is really good. One of the best that we'll have faced all season. I won't say he's Tristan Hansen, but he's a really solid passer, really good at the deep ball, spreads the ball around, as Coach Soza said. His name's Dylan Everett. He wears number 16, dual threat. He's about 6'1", 190. Again, really good player. By the way, picked to be district MVP in 16-4 D2, 16-4A D2. Their back is solid as well. Demarius Montgomery, he's just a sophomore, 1,300 plus yards. So they're balanced in what they want to do. If you shut them down passing, they're gonna RPO it, run pass option, meaning you stack the box, they'll throw. You step back, they'll hand it off. Gives them a lot of flexibility, and they've got a fantastic wide receiver group, but led by just an amazing athlete and a young man by the name of Josiah Rivera, all-state hurdler, runner-up in state in the 110, state champion in the 300-meter hurdles. Just an all-around spectacular athlete who's also a really good football player. They like to throw him the ball, leverage his speed. So we're going to have to be ready for that, especially after what they saw on film against Sinton. Defensively, Coach Soza didn't say it, but I'll say it. They've struggled to stop the slot T, but they've done well against skill-based spread teams. And so I think what we do really well has been something they've struggled with. This will be the third time they've faced a slot T or wing T-like offense. And I think, there's some things that stand out when I see the way their defensive line plays. They've tried to mix fronts, 4-man front, 5-man front. Really didn't matter. They struggled to stop the trap. They struggled to stop the edge. And so we'll look to do much of the same, I would expect. Obviously, our personnel is a little different from a skill set standpoint than Moody and Port Isabel, but the net of what we can do and how we do it with Coach Soza called plays, I would expect us to put a lot of points on the board. So I'm excited for it. I do think that we're going to win the ball game. We'll get into that in a minute in predictions, but ultimately, I think this team, Pirate team, is improving week over week. I think Kingsville is good, but I think the level of competition the Pirates have played across the season is probably is on paper more challenging. But the net of it is you got to do it on Friday night, and I expect these Pirates to do just that and get the big win and move us into the area round of playoffs.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun. Super excited about it. Again, the home field advantage should pay dividend. What's your prediction score-wise?
Our Rockport-Fulton Pirates 35, the Kingsville Brahmas 21.
35-21. I see it similarly. I think more points are scored though. I'm gonna say 49-31 Rockport-Fulton Pirates. I think it turns into a fun game, a little bit more scoring than what I believe you are, but I believe Rockport does come out with the victory. 49-31 Rockport-Fulton is my prediction Friday night.
Yeah, and you asked for the keys. I didn't touch on it specifically, but one, we got to get pressure on the quarterback. Our defense does. 2, we can't get beat over the top. 3, if we tackle well and out of tackling well, aggressively, you create turnovers. If we can do that defensively, I think we're in good shape. And then offensively, we've got to protect the football. We can't put the football on the ground. It's the most important thing Friday night is the football, and we got to make sure we protect it. I think if we do that, we don't have dumb penalties, self-inflicted, as you like to say. I think those 5 things will ultimately net out the win that we're looking for in advancing these playoffs.
Going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. Again, we will be bringing you the ball game, but we're asking everybody, come out, be loud, be proud. The Pirates need your support. They played hard. Listen, 6-4 so far is a massive improvement. Super excited. Effort, the improvement in the effort, the attitude, the execution, the performance. I'm really, really proud of this team. They're a lot of fun to watch, and we keep getting better week over week. And that that to me is exciting. That means that they are bought in. That means that hard work that they put in, because they did have to catch up from being behind with this staff coming in technically late versus some of these other programs. And so to get the results that we have, I'm super proud of that. Certainly not satisfied. I know they are not either. And, we'll see that come Friday night.
Rick, I can't remember in all the years that I grew up in Rockport, played in Rockport, and have followed Rockport-Fulton, for us to ever host a playoff game within that time. And this is rare. And I think, I hope the community understands how rare it is that you actually get to host a home playoff football game. And if we're going to do it, let's do it right. Let's pack that place. Let's support these boys in this community and everybody, the coaches, everything that they've done. Let's pack the house. Let's be loud. Let's be proud. And let's make Rockport-Fulton Pirates Stadium a home field advantage on Friday night.
For sure. I mean, it's an advantage if we make it one, and we have an opportunity to do that. So we'd be foolish not to take advantage of that. So challenge the community. Those of you who are listening, challenge your friends, challenge your family, challenge everybody you know that's in Rockport to get their tails out to Pirate Stadium and be there come Friday night, 7 p.m., and being loud, standing up, not sitting down when we're on defense. If you want to sit down, you can when we're on offense because they need it quiet, but the defense needs to be loud. We need to be loud when their team is on offense, especially with that spread offense, that talented quarterback. So I'm challenging you guys, stand up. When Ron Leva, the PA announcer, is asking you to get up, and get up. It's time. They need it. I'm telling you, it's an extra dose of energy that we give them with that support. So I'm asking you guys, I'm challenging you guys, 1, to be there, and 2, to be loud and proud, please. So with that, anything you want to close out? Before we close out, I'm sorry, what are some of the other playoff games that are going on? It does look like 16 4A is matched up against 15 4A Division 2. So Ingleside has who, Sinton has who, and Cuero, who are they matched up against, Rob?
Sinton has Rio Grande City Grula. That's going to be a very one-sided game in my humble opinion. Maybe 70 plus points scored there. We'll see for Sinton. The Ingleside matchup. So Ingleside played La Feria early in the season and actually beat La Feria head-to-head, right, in Ingleside. So the district already has one win over it. I think Sinton's body of work speaks for itself. Sinton may have the most impressive resume in all of 4A D2. So they're probably a region favorite as it relates to that. Then you've got, Ingleside, by the way, is playing Port Isabel. So, they're the top district champion versus someone that actually shared it and lost by differential in La Feria. They already beat. So interesting. I think Port Isabel does get by Ingleside, but I think the rest of the district sweeps. I think Cuero beats La Feria. And I think, obviously, we win against Kingsville, and Sinton wins against Rio Grande City. So I think we go 3 out of 4. I want Coach Chrisman and the Mustangs to win. I just think they had a hard time stopping the slot T with us, and I think they're going to have a hard time stopping the slot T with Port Isabel.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. I know they struggled when we ran it, so they're going to see it again with Port Isabel. I think your prediction is probably right. I think it's a tough matchup for them. But I also think, listen, Port Isabel is going to need to tackle chalk, right? If they can't tackle chalk, then it's going to be a long night. So I think that's going to be the key to the ball game, those two things. But exciting. Playoffs are here. Regular season's gone. Season 2 gets in. The records mean nothing at this point. You got to get it done. You got to show up. That's why you play the games. So excited to see what our Rockport-Fulton Pirates have in store. Should be fun with by district and getting to that next level. But they're going to, like I said, we're going to need all the support. Before we wrap up, I want to thank all of our sponsors, SR Boil House, obviously, for letting us bring you this live broadcast and the podcast that we've done all regular season. It's been a lot of fun. I asked the community to come out and support this sponsor. They do a nice job in supporting all of Rockport-Fulton athletics. I also want to thank Spears & Co. Realty. They've been a great sponsor. Both of SR Bullhouse and Spears & Co. have been a marquee sponsors for us all year long to allow us to bring you the action that we've been able to do. Again, we're looking for more sponsorship because this is more than just football. Basketball season's kicking off. We've started those streams. We're going to do every sport that we can. We know we're doing basketball. We know we're doing softball. We know we're doing baseball. Going to try to get soccer in this year as well. And then try to move into middle school sports and athletics. So asking as much support as we can in order to bring that, because each one of those things is going to require a crew, expertise on it, somebody that can actually call it. and then the time, effort, and equipment needed to do multiple games while conflicting sports are going on. So I'm asking for as much support as we can get. I'm asking for sponsorship. We put the QR code out there. Hey, if you can only donate $5, $5 works, $1 works. We don't care. We just need as much support as we can get from this community in order to continue to do this. The rest of the season, there was many sports, but then, on into the future, 2025 on this one, we want this to be a permanent thing and part of the community in order to support and showcase Rockport-Fulton youth and athletics here within our community. But again, we thank you for watching. We thank you for your sponsorship.
Hey, Rick.
I'd like you to ask you to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Johnny, the Z-Man Zavala. Rick and I wouldn't be doing this without him. We're thankful. I know he's been going through a couple of issues with his hip. He's been in the hospital. Shout out to you, Z-Man. We love you. We miss you. Hope you heal up quickly. And, I don't know if you'll be able to make it Friday night, but if you can't, we'll be calling the game and we'll give you a shout out during the game as well. Get well soon, Z-Man.
Yeah, we hope you're doing good, right? We miss hearing that. So get well, and if you can't be at the game, obviously tune in and comment like you like to do. Love to have you on. So any closing things, anything else left you got to say, Rob?
Yeah, just exciting time to be a Pirate for the entire school system, the entire community. All of our organizations are setting a standard right now of excellence. That's what it's all about. Football is just one of those. It kind of guides a lot of the others, whether it be around funding, but just the attitude as it relates to how a school is viewed. So we're just excited to be a part of it. Thank you to the community. We know a lot of people are asking for support. A lot of people are looking for financial support as well. And we just want to say thank you for what you do for us and allow us to do. We love what we do, and we're excited to continue to do this. And go Pirates.
Well said. As we close out, the last thing I want to do is I want to thank the folks that make this whole thing go from a help standpoint. I want to thank Gabriel Trevino, the man who's built this thing, got it started, and allows us to do this. I'm thankful for the opportunity, and I'm thankful to be a partner with Gabriel Trevino in this program. I want to thank you, Rob, obviously a big part of this, kind of steering it, and the effort that you give and make in order to come be a part of this, from all the way from Bernie to come down back to your hometown of Rockport and participate. So thank you for that. I want to thank Steve Cantu, selfless guy, shows up, supports, does everything from youth to JV and freshman to varsity to the sidelines. Any way he can help support, he's been fantastic. So Steve Cantu, I want to thank you for your help. I want to thank Daniel Gutierrez, our technician guy. He's the guy that makes all that happen and behind the scenes and gets us set up from a tech standpoint, and increasing the production value as we continue to do that. He's a big reason why we're able to do that. And I want to thank Ethan Walker, who helps fill in and support. Sometimes does the camera, sometimes does the technical work, and we'll be doing more as we go forward. But it takes a lot of people behind the scenes in order to do this, believe it or not. And I appreciate the guys that make this go. It's a team. It's been a lot of fun. I love you guys and appreciate it, and look to continue to do it more going forward. So with that said, that's going to wrap up our show. A lot longer show tonight, but a lot of great content, a lot going on. We wanted to make sure they got out there, get you the opportunity to meet the superintendent, get you the opportunity to hear from Coach Soza and talk about everything that's going on. It is an exciting time to be a Pirate, and but in order for that excitement to grow, more has to be done, and more is asked for. So we'll continue to try to do that as well and carry our part, and we ask everybody to do the same. Come out, be loud, be proud, get your dog there, get everybody there. I don't care. We need as much support. Friday night, 7 p.m. We'll be live. Thanks.
Don't bring your dog. Don't bring your dog.
Yeah, don't bring your dog. That's a joke. Good point. But bring everybody else. But again, with that being said, I thank you guys. That ends our show. Go Pirates.
Go Pirates.
So apparently we're going to continue with the live stream here. And Steve Cantu is going to come on and talk about the youth football. Rob, if you want to jump off, you can, but I'm going to turn it over to them. They'll be with us shortly, so stay tuned.
All right, Pirate fans. Hey, welcome to the show. Steve Cantu with the Pirates Cove Sports Network. We're fixing to talk youth football here for a second. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. And I sat through the podcast with the Walkers, and that was an awesome podcast. But we're going to talk a little bit of youth football now. Here with me, I have the freshman division coach, Mr. Chino Cantu. Chino Cantu, how's it going, bud?
Doing good, bud.
All right. Hey, and along with us, we have our little sidekick here. This is my grandson, Kane Cantu. Say hi, Kane. Hey, so if you guys didn't, if y'all live under a rock and haven't been tuning in, Chino took his freshman team to the Super Bowl this weekend and came out with a total team victory and come out there with a championship trophy. So how's that feel, Coach Chino?
Feels great, man. A long time coming, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, so it was a hard-fought game. Your boys came out. Beeville was a great opponent. They played us extremely well during the season. Even got the one and only loss that we had on the season early in the season. They got us. They beat us in that game, and we came back and beat them again here in Rockport, and then Super Bowl. So talk to me a little bit about the challenge of playing an opponent for the third time and the challenges that you saw going into that game.
Obviously, I don't think that's easy. You know what I mean? When you got to play somebody 3 times, that's not something easy to do. But we took the first L, and I said this before, it made us hungry. It made our boys want it even more than ever coming off of that loss. We worked harder, we prepared more, and we executed. We came off that loss, came back and beat them. And coming into the Super Bowl, we were very prepared.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know what? I mean, I saw you guys. I was fortunate enough to be a part of the staff, and I saw you guys in the preparation that you guys went through. You take those boys through the gauntlet and get them prepared for everything, and to prepare them, for a tough opponent like Beeville. They had some really big guys. You guys were definitely undersized in that game. Did that take any special preparation or anything that you did or talk to the boys about preparing for a bigger team?
To be honest, we're the smaller team in almost every game. Almost every game, we're the smaller team. We're not blessed with height. We're not blessed with weight and being big. But the Lord blesses with a lot of heart, and they have a lot of it.
Yeah, no, they do, and it really shows on the film when we go back and watch it. We're not outmatched. I wouldn't say outmatched, but undersized.
Yeah,
undersized. All the time when we walk into that stadium, normally we're undersized, and we're facing a bigger, sometimes even faster opponents. But your boys are always prepared for the moment, and you guys got them in the right places and everything. Real quick, we'll talk more about the game, but real quick, I know we've done this already before, but let's talk about your coaching staff and their attributes and what they bring to the team real quick.
Dude, awesome coaching staff. Obviously, my dad, Steve Cantu, on the staff. And then it goes Ronald Leva, Matt Aaron, Andrew Savala, Chris Rodriguez, and Britton Underbrink, and a whole lot of dads. It takes a village. And this year, out of every year I've coached, man, we were blessed with a great staff, great parents, great team.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that goes without saying. I think the coaching staff was, I mean, like we talked about that last week. The coaching staff, they all do their parts and, really unselfish, open-minded.
Yeah.
And that's huge. But you touched on something, the parents.
Yeah.
The dads that come out there and they're holding the bags and they're doing those things and kind of grinding it out and just they're participating. What do you say to those people that come out like that? I mean, is that a regularity? Do you always have parents that step up like that, or as many, should I say? You know what I'm saying?
Probably haven't had as many parents do that, but I'm honestly an open book. That I mean, I might look intimidating, but I'm an open book, man, and I'm open to new people. You know what I mean? If they want to come and help and put the work in, hey, let's go.
Yeah.
To all the people that had anything to do with this year, thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you to the sophomore boys that came up and helped us out last week to practice and prepare for that game. Bino Leyva, Darius Moreno. Thank you for coming and helping us at practice and get better. It wasn't easy going against those guys, but I thought that would help us get us ready.
Yeah, no, and I think that was a super smart move to bring the bigger, older kids.
Yeah.
That they're faster. They get their IQ on football is a little bit better, and you can tell them exactly where you want them. Hey, this is the look that I'm thinking that
Yeah.
we're gonna get. You plug in these guys, and it just, I mean, that for me, that's the next step, right?
Yeah.
That's that next step in that coaching level when you start thinking outside the box and say,
Yeah.
like, okay, hey, they got this really good fast guy, speed rusher, or a really good tackler, really quick on the outside, chase down speed, and all this and that. To bring in that third party element,
Yeah.
to show the kids, like, hey,
Yeah.
this is what we're going against.
Yes,
People
sir.
like this, and to explain that to them, and for the kids to get it and understand it, and run with it. So yeah, no, hats off for those guys who stepped up and volunteered and helped prepare our freshman boys for that group. So let's get a little bit into the game, if we can. So take me through that first quarter. Going out, I know you said that you don't get nervous. You know what I'm saying? The boys' preparation, and understanding the boys' preparation calms your inner spirit.
Yeah.
But take me into that stadium. Now we're talking real game. We're fixing to go in there. We've for those who don't know, we've been to plenty of championship games.
Yeah.
You and I together as a staff.
Yeah.
And came out on the short end of it. Mm-hmm. So, what first and foremost was that in the back of your mind? Did you think were you thinking about that going into the game? And then once you got there, how soon did the nerves calm down?
To be honest, man, I think every year, you know what I mean? It's been a tough one, but this year was different. Everything was different about it. When we get to the stadium, I'm going there confident. Like I said, man, there was nothing there to be nervous about. I thought the boys were well prepared, getting to the stadium, doing our warm-ups. Hey, listen, man, we weren't trying to focus on them in our warm-ups. I told the boys, hey, we're focused on ourselves. Do what we got to do. Don't look over at the team. Don't look across the field. Don't do none of that. Focus on what we're doing. We're warming up. Worry about our stuff. And they did what I said. They understood. They understood, and they followed everything I said, man, and they executed.
Yeah, that's a great job. So, all right, so game started. We're on the field. Things don't go right that first drive, right? So we get the ball. We open up the possession, right? We open up the game with possession of the ball. We're marching down the field, and we get stopped. You know what I'm saying? Anything changed for you at that moment? Were you thinking anything? Oh man, here we go. Not that we turned over the ball, but we turned over the ball on downs. Like we ran out of didn't get a first down.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna go back to the coin toss. Going into the coin toss, they didn't change nothing. They gave us the ball first. You know what I mean? We get to the game, we want the ball first. They gave us the ball first. They won the coin toss and deferred. I understand it, but they gave us the ball first. So I felt confident about that. We get started. We get a couple plays in. We had a couple penalties. The refs weren't playing at all. The refs weren't playing. They're calling it pretty straight up and down. So I had a couple penalties on us, and we didn't get the first down. But I knew there was going to be some resistance. It's the Super Bowl. I expect them to come out and play good too. I'm not expecting no rollover or roll. None of that was going to happen. I knew that. So I expected there to be some resistance, but our boys has fought through that all season. It's nothing new. Our boys have been tested all season. It's nothing new. We fought back in games. We've gotten back into games. So for that little stumble to happen, nah, not nervous. You know what I mean? A couple of things we had to get fixed, but not nervous about that.
Yeah, well, great job. I mean, we get the ball, we go on defense.
Mm-hmm.
What's the confidence level when your boys step on defense? Because thinking, I don't want to misquote, but I think we were definitely under 40 points allowed on the season, maybe under even 35 for the season going into the Super Bowl.
It might have been 33 or 30 or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
So confidence is higher. Defense steps on the field. They get a stop. You know what I'm saying? They get a stop on defense. Talk to me about your defensive effort there in the first quarter. we're not clicking offensively, coming out of the shoot.
Yeah.
I think we got a first down, maybe. No, we
No,
got
we got a fir-
one.
yeah,
We got one first down, and then we got a turnover on downs on the second, before we were able to get another first down. So we got one first down on that. Defense steps up. Talk to me about your level of confidence going into that defensive stand right there.
The boys just understand their assignment, man.
Mhm.
We've worked, and the boys understand their assignment. You know what I mean? They're 5 and 6. You know what I mean? Some of them just turned 7, but them knowing their assignment and knowing what they have to do and trusting the man next to them plays a big difference. Not going outside and wide or doing nothing crazy. Just do your job, and your boys are going to be there to make the play, and that's what they did.
Yeah,
That's what they did.
for me, that's very impressive,
That's
right?
what they did.
It's very impressive. One, to be able to say that. Two, to execute what it is that you're saying. Because I was blessed enough to be on the field. I watched it. I watched your defense all year. And Matt Aarons, right? He's the
Matt
other
Aarons, yes,
defensive
sir.
coach that's on the field. I watched you guys play defense. There's a lot of pride there in being in the right spot.
Yeah.
I know there's talks at practice when we're chastising the boys about not being where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what we see, as coaching staff, we're looking at cutback lanes and
Exactly.
what could have happened and what
Exactly.
this and that. So you guys are always coaching about play your spot, do
Exactly.
your job, play your lane. Don't worry about this cutback. The other guy's there to make that play.
Exactly.
And the boys executed, man, and
Exactly.
which is I mean,
They're on a high level.
yeah,
They're on a high level. They're on a high level.
and people just don't understand. I mean, you think you're tuning in and this is just going to be a brag fest and this and that and the other, and because we won this year, but that's not the case.
No.
What we see is different. What we see out of this group is different.
Yeah.
The boys and the execution and the capabilities of learning has just been on a different level for
It really
these
has.
kids. It really has all
It is.
year long. So, I mean, we're blessed with this group. There's no doubt about it. And I know, my grandson, he tunes in, he watches us, Sauce Monero, he tunes in and watches us, and they were all the rave. And
Yeah. that group-
absolutely, they deserved it, right?
the
They
group,
were,
yeah.
that group,
that
they
group.
came in, they were huge. We were blessed with 5 huge down linemen that year, bunch of skilled players. And of course, they've gone on and had
Done
the
great
success in youth football, onto junior high, and where they were undefeated for a super long time, and they're all now freshmen and
Yeah.
sophomores and stuff like that. So I mean, it's not just bragging, and we're not just saying it just to say it, just to say words and save face for this group. These guys are extremely talented, and they're just a blessing.
They're different.
To be a part of it. Absolutely.
They're different.
All right, so who scores our first touchdown? Where are we at?
So we make a stop. We get the ball back. We're driving down the field. We had a couple big runs by Logan Sanchez, and Kane had a couple good runs. But Noah Bone, our speedster, was the one to punch it in towards the goal line. He came in on his play, and he cut in early and seen the end zone. He got in there quick.
Yeah, no,
He
I want
punched
to
it in.
I want
He
to
punched it
touch
in.
on that play. So
Seen the hole and went in.
so Noah Bone is the fastest kid on our team.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about it. He's
Even
the
the time.
fastest kid on the team. And he's had little things all through the year that really stood out to me and said, and I've talked to, the coaching staff. I've even had words with his parents and like, hey, did you add this or did you add that different? Like, no, he's doing this on his own. So he does his really deceptive. So for those who don't know, Noah plays our tight end, our strong end, in the wing T. So he plays our strong end, and we run a play where it's basically like a tight end twist where he comes, he reverses field, gets the handoff, and hits to left side because he's lined up on our right side. And I think like after week 2, he started doing this twist where he would stand up, almost do a half twirl, and then go back. And I was like, it's very deceptive.
Leave him alone.
It's a little misleading. Yeah. And then when they asked me about it, like, hey, did you ask him to do that? I was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
But we're not changing it because
No.
it's effective, because it almost looks like he's either pulling to the right or he's going out to the right to go do something, lead blocking out to the right, then he reverses field and grabs the handoff, and he's off to the races. All right, but that's not what I'm going to lead into. What I'm getting at is that on that particular play, So Noah usually goes wide.
Yeah,
He's got the
outside.
speed. He gets outside and he's able to outrun everybody. And I don't know if it was I don't know if it had anything to do with our preparation or not, or just the fact that he saw the field. In this particular play, he puts his foot into the ground,
Yeah, and cut.
stops,
Yes, sir.
makes an
Yes, sir.
inside cut, cuts it inside where the pursuit is coming wide. Everybody knows he's going wide, and then he cuts it inside and bounces it outside. Makes a great play. You know what I'm saying? Individual play on his behalf.
I'm a say that's him. That's on him. That's on him. That's on him. That's a natural. You know what I mean? That's instincts. You know what I mean? I'm coming around. I see open field, and the importance of the game.
Yeah.
The importance of the game. I'm in the Super Bowl. I see pay dirt. I'm finna go and I'm gonna go get it. You know what I mean? And he did exactly what he's supposed to do, man. Hats off to that guy.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So, big play. We jump out on them early. We're up 6-0. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all those guys who don't tune in and watch us on Facebook and aren't at the stadium, I'm the anti-Chino. You know what I'm saying? My nerves are here. My anxiety level is here. I take medications. So I'm still not settled. The 6-0 doesn't settle me down. I still, kind of like to myself, go to the sidelines and take my seat, and I kind of sit away from everybody and sit down. And, everything's just still rolling. No comfortability settled in yet. And then my nerves are still bouncing off the wall. But we're up 6-0. Boys come in. We go into half with a 6-0 lead, right? We're going into halftime 6-0 lead. And I think when we played them the first time, we were down. We were down going into halftime. The second time we played them, we were up. We were up 6, right? Same output?
Maybe 6, maybe 12.
Maybe 12. Okay, so it's still unsettling, right? It's a championship game. You scored 1 touchdown. These guys got big plays ability. You know what I'm saying? So halftime's there. Take me into the huddle. Halftime speech. How did that go?
Honestly, man, just telling the boys that we have no pressure on us, man. There's not a lot of pressure on us right now. We're leading at their house. There's a lot of pressure on that other sidelines over there. Calm and cool. Execute. Do your job. And we did.
Yeah.
We did. We executed. We did our job and came out on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
real quick. I'm sorry. But the inspirational speech by Coach Ronald Leva.
Oh, hey, now.
Definitely helped us.
Yeah, we didn't get into that, right? We didn't get into
Definitely
that. So this is our thing now, right? This is our new thing.
Yeah.
All right. So I hope this catches on, right? So take me into that. All right. Take me into. We're gonna back up to that. Coach Ron's gonna love this, right? So let's take me into that. That's something new that we're starting, and I hope it catches on, because there's a lot of meaning behind it. I don't know if you want to get into all of that, but there's a lot of meaning. But I like the symbolization of what it means and what it represented. And I think it went even over Coach Ron's head in the moment. I know we all laughed about it. But I did talk to a lot of people. They did say that they were fired up behind that speech. You know what I'm saying? They talked about that talk. But this is our new thing. We'll talk about that. Tell me about that.
To be honest, I don't want to go into detail.
Okay,
I don't want to go into detail about it, but it's a P for pirate.
P for pirate.
P for pirate. P for pirate.
Yeah,
it's a P for pirate.
It's a P for pirate.
But it was a great speech, man. It really inspired the boys, inspired me, inspired everybody else as coaches. Really lit a fire in us. Hey, great job, Coach Ron. Stepped in with Coach Matt. Aaron not being able to make our Super Bowl. That was something else that we were
Where
dealing
was
with.
Matt?
That was something else we were dealing with on the Super Bowl weekend. Coach Matt Aaron, our other defensive coach that's been on the field the whole year, wasn't able to attend the Super Bowl. So Coach Ron Leva stepped in and helped us out.
Yeah. Boo to Matt for not showing up. No, I'm just kidding, man. Everybody has bosses, and we understand it, to the fullest. But he was there in spirit. I know he was, itching to be out there. But yeah, no, shout out to that. Look, this is gonna be my thing. I'm gonna make any shirts. All proceeds go directly towards me. So this is a new thing. I hope it catches on. So that's gonna be our new sign. How's it going, Kane? You having fun? Yeah, talk louder. Okay, all right. Hey, all right, we're going to halftime. Boom, we're up 6. We come back second half. That second touchdown. That second touchdown. Take me through that play. Us able to get some separation there.
Before we get to that point, right? So we're coming out of half. They got the ball first. They got the ball first. We're on defense. And like I said from the beginning, the reps are really, really calling it close. Um, no warnings, no nothing like that. It's you do something, they're gonna throw a flag on you. Our sideline coaches, hats off to you guys, Coach Andrew Zavala, Coach Chris Rodriguez, for help keeping the defense in check over there. Because there were some times where our boys were a little eager, ready to get past the ball, and hey, coach, back them up. And they're relaying the message from the sidelines to us on the field, and to help get them backed up and from getting a penalty called on us. So great job on those guys. They helped and played a big part, helping us control the game and being on the sidelines. Great job. So we're going through it. We make a stop. We get the ball back. I want to say it was Kane, single back, trips left, and the dude made something happen. Made something. It wouldn't have happened without the blocking though. Great job to all the linemen, all the guys who made those blocks, because it's a big moment. It's a big moment to seal the game, to put them away. They made some key blocks, and Kane was able to break loose for, I want to say about a 64, 63-yard touchdown. But it was Chino Cantu that was able to punch it in and seal the game.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, let's not, you know, like I said, you probably won't agree with it because I know your you know, type person you are.
Mm-hmm.
But talk about the individual effort, right? The individual effort. You know, we saw it later. You know, we watched it on film. I mean, we watched it live, but then we saw it later.
Yeah.
The effort that he made, you know, to break through. Talk about Kane a little bit, if you don't mind. Talk about Kane and his performance in that play. You know, and how you felt, the emotions that you were going through. Not only one. I mean, you know, it's for the team overall. The team came out with a win. But talk to me a little bit about spend a little time. And I know the parents understand and they won't mind it. Talk a little bit about how you were feeling about his individual efforts.
It was definitely it was a proud dad, proud coach, all that, all the above moment. We put a lot of work coming into this year. And there's been a couple times I can remember the Cal Allen games. Hey, listen, bro, this is what you want. You want to go to the Super Bowl, this is it. And there's been moments where he stepped up in clutch moments where it's not easy, you know what I mean? He stepped into some moments and made something happen when a lot of players at that age, it's hard, you know what I mean? It's not easy. And he's proved a lot of people wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the fastest, he's not the biggest, but there's something about him with the football on the field. He sees a lane, he's able to get upfield. But hey, listen, man, hats off to this kid. He puts the work in. He puts the work in. He's gonna continue to put the work in and get better every day.
Yeah, great job. That's all we're gonna give you, Kane. We don't make your head too big so the headphones don't fit on your head. So that's all we're gonna give you right there. Everything else is earned.
Exactly.
Okay. Hey, so I mean, boom, seconds are running down off the clock. Games in hand. Thoughts, emotions going through your mind at that moment.
As honestly, after he scored the touchdown, the way the defense was playing, it was kind of a telltale sign what was going to happen. So I'm going through the motions. I'm watching the defense just play out of their minds, filling every gap, making every tackle. And I'm not going to say the exact time, but there was a point in time where I was like, this is it. We're winning it.
Yeah.
You knew, you know what I mean? The sidelines, the crowd, the players. Not once did one of our players have their head down the whole game. After mistakes, after a mess up, never, not once. So yeah, about midway through that second half, I kind of knew what was going to happen, and it just made me real happy for them because the amount of work that they put in. You know what I mean? We're not easy coaches. You know what I mean? We don't take it easy on our boys. We put them through a gauntlet. You know what I mean? And they put a lot of work in, and the fact that they're able to do it, not just say something, but do it. And perform and execute at the level what they did. One of the proudest moments of my life, you know what I mean? To see what they've been working for all season long be achieved because of their work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, while we're on that subject, you know, I know this might take a little bit, but take me through the roster and talk a little bit about each kid. if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, first it's gonna be Noah Bone. Might be or probably the fastest kid in town. We met Noah in spring. Yeah, spring flag. He was a soccer player that got moved over to flag, and the kid had speed from day one, had speed and had running back skills from day one. So we kind of knew that kid he's going to have something for him in tackle football. So we went through spring, we went through summer, and we were able to get him for tackle. And what an addition! What an addition! He brought us that speed that we probably hadn't had for a long time. That we haven't had for a long time, and he has definitely helped the team out all year long. Our next guy's going to be Eric Smith. By the way, Noah Bone, first-year tackle player, a first-year tackle player that came and gave us a chance. Eric Smith, number 0, another first-year player, big guy, hell of a blocker, a hell of a defensive end, came and gave tackle football a chance. And he did very well. Eric's a great kid. I've seen his brothers come through the program, great guys. Um, he's up next. Our next guy is going to be Cristo Garza, number 1. He's our quarterback. Another first timer for us. He probably played football before, but I know he's a first time Rockport Pirate. Great attitude, great kid, aggressive. All right, when you say Cristo Garza, I think of aggressive. I knew that kid was going to be aggressive from day one. We had signups. They came and got tried out, and I couldn't wait. You know what I mean? I had to tackle him. Say, look, come over here, boys. Start tackling this thing. And that kid caught my attention the first day I seen him. So aggressive. That's what I think of when I see Cristo. Our next guy's gonna be Logan Sanchez, another first year guy that gave tackle football a chance. We had Logan in flag, and I think it was his first time playing flag. Great athlete, fast, elusive, got moves, natural moves. He was a standout player for us in flag. Came over to the football side and just picked up where he left off from in flag. He adjusted well in his equipment. Another standout player. Let me see, where am I at? 3, 2, and it's gonna be Marshall Boyce. Marshall Boyce was a returner from last year. Marshall Boyce started when he was 4 years old. This year he's 5. Stayed the course, didn't quit, kept coming back and got better. Marshall Boyce earned himself a starting spot at cornerback this year. That's big. To play corner at 5 years old, it's big. He stepped up a lot this year, and I look for a lot of great things from that kid next year. Look out for that kid. Great attitude, great athlete. And again, he started when he was 4, gave us a chance, stuck with it, seen it through, and he's progressed and got better every year. Look out for him next year. And then obviously the next guy's going to be Kane. Kane's another kid, started when he was 4 years old, has seen it through. He went 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6, now he's 6. And I think it helped a lot of it with his development. Watching the older kids when he was younger, or playing with the older kids and getting tackled by the older kids when he was younger. I think that's helped his development and where he's at today. That and his constant work. Great kid, great football player. Expect big things from him later on in the future. Our next guy's going to be Noah Leyva. No, I'm sorry. Take that back. Yaya Ramiro, number 7. First year player. He started with me actually in T-ball. I had him on my T-ball team. He's an athlete. Seen it in him. Asked his parents about, hey, I want to come and play flag. Did flag. Hey, you want to come play tackle? And they just trusted us. Parents trusted us, stuck it through. And again, Yaya's young. Yaya's 5 years old. I expect big things from that kid. That kid, hey, listen, one of our most improved players of the year is probably going to be Yaya Ramiro.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean? From day one to our last game, a standout. Who's our next guy? Noah Leyva. Noah Leyva's another young guy, but started with us when he was young. He started when he was 4 years old. Stuck it through, went through the process, and a standout. A guy that literally is, what's the right word for this guy, man? Just wants to work. He just wants to work. He just wants to get better. You can look in that kid's eyes. and know when he shows up to practice, he's ready to go to work. That guy right there, he's small. He's small, but don't let that size fool you. He's got a big heart, a lot of grit, real tough kid, man.
Yeah, very intelligent.
I expect a lot of big things from Noah Leva. A lot of big things from Noah Leva here in the near future. Our next guy's gonna be Christian Zavala, first year player. We had him in flag. Yeah, we had him in flag, standout player in flag, a great running back in flag. He came to tackle football. It was a little adjustment for him, right? It was his first. He was one of the older kids on the team, but his first year playing tackle football. But him and his dad, our coach, Coach Zavala, shout out to Coach Zavala, trusted us and trusted the process, stuck it out, got better. Christian Zavala was a starting cornerback with a big play in our Super Bowl. One of the hardest hits on the Super Bowl day came from Christian Zavala.
Yeah.
I remember that forever. Next guy's gonna be Bryson Rodriguez. Bryson Rodriguez was a returner. Bryson Rodriguez has been through it all. He went through it with us last year. He went through the heartbreak with us last year. Was able to jump in that starting spot and never look back. Bryson Rodriguez, another small guy, but don't let the small size fool you. Don't let the small size fool you. Heart, big as anybody.
Yeah, little general.
Yeah, little Jenner. That's our captain right there. That's our little captain right there. So throughout the season, I usually do the warm-ups, right? The ready goes, the claps and everything. I don't want to say about halfway through the season, he took my job. Took my job away from me.
Yeah,
He let it up. He let the chance and he led the warm-ups. You know what I mean? At 6 years old, he took on the leadership, which is a great thing to see. That's uncoachable.
Yeah.
Those type of things are uncoachable. That you got that in you. So shout out to that kid. Way to be, Captain. Great job, man. Our next guy, 11, 12, 13. Dang it. I think you go straight to.
I think we jump into the 20s.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think it's gonna go Eli Foot. Eli Foot, first year player, and got better throughout the season.
Yes.
Never tackled nothing before. I'm sure his brother played. His brother plays football, but he's never played tackle football before. Parents trusted us. Stuck to the process, and got better. Loves the game. I can remember him at the end of the season at our last game coming up to me, giving me a hug, saying, "Thank you, coach. Thank you for seeing it through. Thank you for seeing it through. Come back next year." And I know that kid's gonna come back.
Yeah.
I know that kid's gonna come back. Great job. Our next guy's gonna be Bolton Bridges. Bolton Bridges got a lot of personality over there.
Yeah, he did.
He's got a lot of personality. Hey, listen, Bolton started when he was 4. Bolton has seen all the bad, or he's seen us our struggles with last year, and we got better. We went through a heartbreak of our last game, and he stuck it out. You know what I mean? It's not easy being 4 years old playing with big guys. It's not. But he stuck it out and played the whole season. Did not quit. That's big. To me, that's big. Seeing it through, not quitting, and coming back. And that's what he did. This year, he took a step forward. Next year, I expect a bigger step from that kid. He'll be a third-year freshman. And I expect big things from Bolton Bridges next year.
Yeah.
Our next guy's going to be Vicente Fuentes, first-year tackle player. Met him in spring flag. Great kid, aggressive, right? That's what I think. Another aggressive kid whenever you bring up Vicente. Him too, he got better. That kid honestly started out the gate good. Out the gate, never played tackle football before, but just out the gate came out swinging, making big tackles. He was a starter. That kid's been a starter from day one. Offensive lineman, defensive line. You know what I mean? He's a 5-year-old. He's going to come back next year to that freshman team. Another player to watch out for. Remember, I said that. Great kid. Next guy's going to be, I think it's going to go Shutty. We're going to go Shutty. Shutty. Knuckles.
Shout out to Knuckles.
Hey,
baby.
shout out to Knuckles, baby. Hey, he probably got the most practice touchdowns all season, according to Coach Zavala. Hey, great kid, man. Stuck it through. Finished. That's important. Finished this season and got better. We had a practice today to prepare for our red zone.
Yeah.
That we're doing out in Dallas. Knuckles can catch the ball.
Oh, yeah.
I think I only seen him drop 2 passes
Yeah.
throughout the whole practice. Great job, kid. Great job, kid. Knuckles is a 6-year-old that'll be moving up with us next year. That kid's gonna progress. He's gonna get better. We looking for something next year. Our next guy's gonna be Brody.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Brody. Brody Underbrink, our center. Our center, a very important job. Not easy. That's not an easy job. One of the most important jobs off the field. Brody, we met him. Honestly, I've seen him on the baseball field first. Seen him out on the baseball field. We played against him in flag. I talked to his dad about, hey man, come try it. And they trusted us. They came out and they tried it. Brody got better throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being center is not something easy.
No.
It's not something easy. It's not an easy task. You're one of the first guys to get touched or get hit by opposing defense. He had a big job, and he stepped up and filled that role. Great job, kid. Good job, Brody. Our next guy's got to be Lux. Lux House. Lux House is a transfer. I'm gonna call it a transfer.
There you go, babe.
I'm gonna call it a transfer from Aranda's past that came down to Rockport to come give us a chance. I met Lux in flag football. Great athlete. You can see that he had everything. He had all the characteristics of a great football player. I seen it then, and the parents trusted us and gave us a chance. And that kid was a beast from day one, though. It was real easy to coach him. He's got a lot of natural instincts, and that height helps him out a lot. And the kid's just a natural born football player. He'll be moving up with us next year.
Yeah.
Moving up with us next year.
I think we missed Pepper.
Pepper Aaron, I knew it. God
Yeah,
dang it,
I think we
Coach
missed
Matt
Pepper.
ain't gonna let me do that now.
I got you, Coach
God
Matt.
dang it, I suck. Pepper Aaron. Pepper Aaron started with Kane when they were 4. Started with Kane when they were 4 years old. So they've been together for 3 years. So those boys knew about football before they could even write their names.
Yeah.
To be honest. Stuck it out, trust the process. Pepper got better every single year. Every single year. And Pepper's a beast, man. I'm looking for big things out of Pepper next year. I feel like a jerk for not saying his name first.
Did we miss anybody?
Let me look this.
Yeah,
My
let's
phone.
look it up. You got time.
My phone down.
Oh,
Look on the group me.
my phone's way over there. Hey, Gabriel, hand me my phone. We're gonna go through it because we don't want to miss or leave anybody
I'm pretty
out.
close.
I think you got it.
No, I'm pretty close. I gotta be pretty close.
Other than missing.
Yeah, god damn.
Pepper
Wow.
Aaron. Yeah,
Wow. How did I do
what a-
that? What a jerk.
Hey, but
Hey, but that's not to say anything least about him. Great kid, one of the hardest hitters on our team, a great blocker. Had one of the key blocks into the ceiling touchdown game at our Super Bowl. So hats off to that kid. Great job.
I'm not seeing anybody, bro.
Go to your group meet and then go to the message.
No, I'm looking at the picture.
I know I need them all.
No, I think you got everybody.
I know I need them all.
Yeah. Who? No, he said no one.
That's
When
fine.
you're in the restroom. Hey, so I mean, great group of kids, bro.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, can't say enough how impressed I was with this group throughout the year. And I know we've had our talks, and I said it pretty early, probably a little bit premature.
Mhm.
You weren't ready to crown them
Yeah, definitely.
with it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I saw something that
Mhm.
that was that caught my eye. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of kids come through the system, teams come through the system, and it really caught my eye early in the season. Like, man, these guys are a little bit different. You know,
No,
what
they
I'm
really
saying?
are,
They're a little
man.
different.
Really are.
But okay, so I appreciate that, the roster shout outs, and shout out to all my boys. I'm sure hopefully I reached out to the parents, let them know that we were tuning in, and hopefully it might be a little late for them to be up and watching this. Maybe you show it to them tomorrow, and show how much appreciation your coaches have for you boys and pride. Whatever.
I just Pepper Aaron. My bad, bro.
No, he forgot
my
you, bro.
bad. Yeah, golly,
No.
dude, I feel terrible.
Yeah, no, he forgot
Golly.
you. Dad forgot about the game.
God.
Dad forgot about the game. So
Terrible,
he
dude,
forgot
terrible.
about Pepper.
Hey, shout out to my freshman boys, man. Shout out to them Super Bowl champion freshman boys, our coaching staff, our parents. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Hey, well, before we wind it up, I want you to give a shout out to these special award winners that we
Oh,
had.
Yeah, special award winners. All elite. All elite. There was only 10 boys selected for all elite. Noah Bone, was our first one. Lux House was our second one. Cristo Garza was our third. All elite players. We had 3 of them. And for the Super Bowl, our offensive MVP was King Cantu. Our defensive MVP was Noah Leva. Shout out to those guys, man. They put in a lot of work.
Yeah, shout out for and those elite players. Like I was talking to you about. I mean, that's
all season.
That's all season. That's
all
throughout the season. That's
all
just
season.
one individual game. That's recognition coming from the coaching staffs, from the opposing teams,
And our commissioner.
and the commissioner, himself. That caught some games. So
Well earned.
Special awards. You know that all.
Well
I mean, and obviously, you know, the big one coming home. Are we going to share that? The trophy?
That's at the house, bro.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
no, hey, let's no. I tell you what, my plan is that I want to do.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right. What I would like to do is I would like to send the trophy, a picture, maybe even a signed ball by all the players on our team, and I would like to give it to the Live Oak.
Yeah.
Elementary.
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
Yeah. So
I'd really like to do that.
You know, you guys that are tuning in, man, if you guys got connections there at Live Oak Elementary, we would definitely like to donate that. We talked about that over the weekend, and we definitely like to donate that trophy for their trophy case, something that the boys can, you know, while they're still there at Live Oak, can walk by and see and point at, like, hey, we did that. And then for the future, the future Pirates to you know, want to aspire to play football and be like, hey, look at that, you know, look at their little boys. You know what I'm saying? To aspire to something great. So that's something that Coach Chino brought to my attention, something new that he wanted to do. So if anybody got any connections there at Live Oak, man, you know, get us linked up with them. We definitely like to come down there, make the donation to the to the glass box or whatever it is that they have. And so that, you know, future kids can be, you know, inspired by it, you know, and for our boys to continue to walk by it, you know, while they're still there and be like, hey, man, we did that. We did something special. Hey, listen, there's not enough said about the memories that these boys are making right now and how long lasting they are. You know, us as adults, we understand that, and we don't take them for granted. And, you know, I relive them all the time. I see kids that I have seen kids today that they're already in adulthood. And I remember our time together in the youth football. So the boys are going to do the same thing. You know, they're gonna remember the year that they won the Super Bowl. And what special gift could that be, you know, to leave something behind, a legacy. That's definitely a legacy build right there. Leave it behind for future people to see and aspire to be and to become. And so I think that's an awesome gesture, you know, that you came up with. And I think it's a great idea. So hopefully we get lined up with that. Somebody give me a shout out and let me know who to talk to so we can go down there and make that presentation to Live Oak Elementary. So that's awesome. So with that, Chino, I think we covered everything. Kane, you want to say something? Go Pirates.
Go Pirates.
There you go.
Hold on, let me pick up your mic. Go Pirates. Okay, all right, go Pirates. Hey, so Steve Cantu, the Pirates Coach Sports Network, signing off here. This is going to be our last podcast of youth football. Up next, you know, we got basketball coming, youth basketball starting. I know the Rockport Raiders are starting their basketball group. You know, then Little League will be kicking up here in February. So, you know, tune in for all those things. And once they start hitting strides, I definitely like to bring that to you. That's kind of going to always be my thing, bringing in any spotlight and publicity to the youth sports organizations in our town. So you guys tune in for that. I apologize for the long podcast. I know we went kind of long, and I'm sorry, E, for keeping Chino and Kane here this long. I know we're going to be in trouble for that, but we're going to get out of here. And I appreciate it, man. Hey, I see you guys on the flip side. Gabriel.
I say thank you. Thank you. Hey,